Hello, everybody. Welcome to Questionable Lock. My name is Taylor Stahl,
My name's Carson Marsh.
I'm Sebastian Natashi.
and we're about to talk about we have some big games, big money lines this weekend. Seb, you want to start? You want to start us off with one of your favorite games that you're looking
Yeah.
forward
So finally, I think a couple weeks ago on the show, we talked about Gonzaga Baylor, number one versus number two in the country. Never happened. Corona, COVID-19. Gonzaga now hasn't played since before that game got canceled on December 2nd. That was their last game. This weekend, they're playing Iowa, third-ranked team in the nation. Player of the year probably in Luka Garza. He's averaging 29 a game, shooting like 69% from the field. Two best offensive teams in the land as well. They're both putting up like NBA type of numbers. Iowa's scoring 100 points a game right now. They haven't played too many big dogs, but a big win over UNC and Iowa State. Just a really good game this weekend. Gonzaga favored at -3.5. I'm leaning, it's hard because they haven't played in a couple weeks, but
to? Right.
Luka Garza, like I said, Iowa's best player. Obviously, they shoot the ball really well, but Gonzaga, they're kind of like the blueprint for that. Teams like Iowa wants to be able to play like that. I think they're going to be hungry, not having played in a couple weeks and wanting to show they're still the best team out there. And, that a lot of their depth is at the big position. So they might be able to handle Luka Garza better than a lot of the teams so far this year.
How much of a difference do you think do you think Gonzaga not playing since December 2nd is going to make that big of a difference? Like in the
Honestly, it's definitely going to make a difference. I know for me, if you're halfway through your season, you got to take a 2-week break as a team. And I was played, I think, 3 or 4 games since then, and just shot the lights out of the ball. So that does nothing but raise their confidence. Gonzaga's rested, obviously, but I think maybe the first half, it might take a little bit for them to get readjusted and get back up to the speed of things.
would you
Yeah,
recommend betting on this game?
I probably will. I do trust Gonzaga. I don't think that, like I said, Iowa hasn't played a lot of great teams, and being an Indiana fan, I'm more, I don't really like them as much, but they're a very good team. 3.5 though, I think the Zags are going to come out very hungry and lock up Iowa, to be honest. But I don't know. It's tough.
I think
Yeah, Carson, what were you going to say?
I think Gonzaga -3.5 is the play here. Probably will get bet down a little bit before the game goes. You mentioned Iowa playing these teams like UNC. Obviously not the same teams in the past, honestly, but Gonzaga, obviously number one in the country. They look like they're going to come out and hopefully have the defense to stop this team from just shooting the lights out, like you said. But I'm not going to questionable lock anything on this one. I think -3 is good enough to hit on that. I don't really know. These games can come down to the wire, and a -3.5 point swing can swing pretty dramatically in times like that. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe wait for the team to go up a little bit, maybe try and catch a live bet. We'll see though.
Yeah.
Definitely hard to bet NCAA basketball at times.
Right. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that one. I would definitely going to be an exciting game to watch, though.
Yeah.
For sure, to see these two money.
Lots of offense.
Yeah, for sure. And sticking to college, I mean, we have USC Oregon this weekend, which is going to be a huge game, absolute huge game for the gang. But Carson, what do you think's about to happen?
So I actually think USC is going to come out, and I think we're going to beat them by 10 or 17 points. I think that this Oregon team is not the Oregon team of the past. I think that obviously these games are always super competitive, but I think that USC has the talent and the defense this year to finally stop Oregon. We got destroyed last year by Herbert's squad, like 45-6, and went to the game, brought family to the game, got absolutely embarrassed at the game at the Coliseum, putting up 7 points. It was ridiculous. I think this is a little different this year. I think this is the time where USC finally puts the foot down, shows kind of the West who's boss in terms of football, and hopefully gets this recruiting back on track. Oregon obviously benefits from being Phil Knight School, has a million different uniforms. Right. USC has like 4, but I will say that those 4 are pretty fantastic, and they're rooted in tradition.
So
I'm going to have to biasly take USC -3, my questionable lock of the week. The over-under set at, I think, 62.5 or something around there. Pac-12 overs always seem like locks. As far as this game, I'm going to stay away from the over-under. I kind of always leave out. always lean over on Pac-12 games, but I think the -3 is where the money lies in this one. If not money line, but I think -3.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. Honestly, it's kind of going to be a sophomore quarterback showdown with they're both, both sophomores, both been throwing the ball a lot recently. So I'm excited to see what those two, I think it's going to be a huge offensive game personally. I'm excited to see Drake London absolutely show out like he has been. Another sophomore dog. So it's going to be a sophomore showdown this weekend for sure. I'm excited to see it, but I would have to agree. I would stay away from the over/under on this one just because it could really go either way depending on obviously.
Yeah. Depending on how USC could put up 36 in the first half and then not score a point.
And not score at all. Therefore, -3.5 is the way to go on this one for sure.
Yeah, I'm with y'all for sure. I think -3 is one of the safer USC bets that we've made this year, honestly.
100%.
But Oregon obviously nothing to lose in this game. They're not playing for a potential playoff spot. They want to play spoiler, but like you said, those sophomores for USC are going to get the job done. Clay, keep going, undefeated Clay.
Yeah, I honestly have to also agree with Carson that I'm going to lock this in as my questionable lock of the week as well. Have to.
We love that.
Have to.
Fight on.
Yeah, absolutely. Fight on. And then should we transition into sweet NFL?
From Oregon to the Chargers, Justin Herbert.
Okay.
Yeah, Raiders-Chargers tonight, the Thursday night game. Raiders are a 3.5-point favorite. The over/under coming in at 51.5. Chargers, some key subtractions. They're missing some
key inactives. Yeah.
Key inactives. Yeah. Mike Williams out. Keenan Allen, CJ and I were doing the pre-show scouting report. He's iffy tonight.
So iffy is the word they describe it. So I assume he's going to be out or in limited play. Yeah. I think the over/under is set at 51.5. This is another game I'm staying away from the over/under. I don't know about you guys. I really like Raiders money line. I think that the Chargers covering the points could be a play. I also think that at the end of the day, Anthony Lynn, the writing is on the wall. He is out as Chargers head coach at the end of the season. Unfortunate to see, but Gruden, I think, will outcoach them tonight. I also think that Herbert obviously is a star, and I obviously think that I wonder, who would you rather build your team around, a guy like Derek Carr or Justin Herbert? And I want to push that to you guys. If you guys were building a team right now, who would you rather build your team around, your offense around? Would it be Justin Herbert or Derek Carr?
I think it's very easy to say Justin Herbert because he's obviously playing very well in his rookie year, and Derek Carr is, with the money he's got, underperformed maybe a little bit. He's still a solid quarterback, can do some good things for your team, but it's tough to pick Justin Herbert as well because it is his first year. Obviously he looks great, but they're not winning games, and part of that obviously isn't his fault, but
yeah.
I think it's very, I think Derek Carr gets a little too disrespected almost, in that he's still a small guy and he can make throws. He's doing his best. They're right there, but I probably would take Justin Herbert just because of that.
See, I'm interested though as why you would take that, because I'm gonna have to play devil's advocate and say that Derek Carr is for me the obvious option between that comparison, because look, Derek Carr in 2017, if it wasn't for Wentz, I think that was the year. Could have been the MVP. Maybe should have been the MVP. Given I don't remember, Wentz got hurt at the end of the season. Obviously looked great. Obviously does not look so great right now. It's a different thing. But a lot can be said about Gruden's relationship with Derek Carr. I don't know if it's as solid as it's been reported in the past. They've had issues. He's maybe looked at another guy. Then they're all good. Then, you don't know now, but Derek Carr has been kind of inconsistent this year, but he's also the leading touchdown passer of the Raiders in their whole history. And they got guys like Kenny Stabler, like Hall of Famers. And I just think Derek plays the chip on his shoulder that Herbert doesn't have right now. I also think that the way he's operated in his 4 or 5 or 6 years in the league would have to give him the edge over Herbert at the moment. Not to say that Herbert isn't going to be great down the line. He's been fantastic for a 3-8 team or whatever terrible record they have. And the Chargers obviously have they have a great future with Herbert. it's interesting though to see a guy like Derek Carr who may not be the dude at the Raiders, but could be a guy somewhere else.
Right.
Kind of gives me a Darnold vibe in the sense that obviously he's a way better quarterback, Derek Carr is, but maybe he is a better fit somewhere else.
Yeah. I also think that that's honestly just like a tough comparison, like not only just like because of age and experience, just because of like the style, like the quarterback styles that they have. Like I don't know. I think that Herbert has, like as you guys are saying, like so much potential. Like he's has the potential to be a very great quarterback, like in this league for sure. And Carr is already there. You know, he's already been that. He's like,
yeah.
You know, and so I think what Carr's issue right now is maintaining that and not either going stagnant or going on a downward slope, you know, and just at the beginning, you know. So I feel like their comparison is at very different times in their career.
I guess the better question would be if you're a team like the Raiders heading into the playoffs, let's hypothetically say you're going in the playoffs right now, guaranteed spot. You're going to face teams like Kansas City, Pittsburgh, maybe the Titans. Who would you rather have at quarterback? Derek Carr.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's also brings me back to why I would like take this -3 on the Raiders any day of the week.
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't already have a questionable lock on USC, this would have been mine on the -3 for the
Raiders. All right, Ray, we can break all the rules. Questionable lock.
We're in charge. And that's the thing that, you know, the Raiders are trying to give him more options. You know, you draft a guy like Henry Ruggs, crazy speed, you know, lots of potential. And, you know, he had a lot of success when he had Michael Crabtree was still balling. Amari Cooper was still on the Raiders. They're trying that.
Cooper.
Huh?
Get out of here with Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper's in the Dallas.
I said it was on the Raiders, like back.
Okay. Okay, I just had to keep you in check.
Yeah. All right, come on.
Fact check.
When Derek Carr, like you said, 2017 had a really good year, had a lot more weapons. Obviously, or also was a younger guy. You know, defense.
They had Khalil.
Haven't seen him as much, and now, you know, Derek Carr is my pick over Justin Herbert, and I think the Raiders tonight as well. They're playing for something also, which matters. Matters a lot more than the Chargers, who, you know, but also Anthony Lynn trying to save his job. So we'll see tonight. But there's another game in which one team's playing for something and the other team isn't. Dolphins, CJ, your team against I guess Patriots still playing for something, but they're a couple spots back. What are you looking at in that one?
All right, I think the biggest lock of the century is -1. biggest questionable lock of the century. There is no such thing as locks. There's Dolphins -1.5. We will eliminate the Patriots from playoff contention once again after we handed them to the Titans last year in the wild card away. We beat them in the playoffs last year as a 5-11 team, and now we will beat them as an 8-5 team. We'll be 9-5. We will hopefully sneak into the playoffs, but this is the game that is a must-win, a game that I think is a lock. I also think that we've talked about it plenty of times in the show. Yes. Cam Newton is not the quarterback of the future for the Patriots, and I also think that he matches up terribly against his Dolphins team, against his Dolphins defense, I should say. Should have Kyle Van Noy back. Xavier Howard leads the league with 9 interceptions, has picked off Mahomes. Herbert has will pick off Derek Carr, will pick off Cam Newton. I think he actually already did pick off Cam Newton. Anyways, my point is you have the best cornerback duo in the league. Am I delusional? Yes, but they are top 3 for sure.
That's fair.
League in interceptions, and Emmanuel Ogbah I think is tied for like 6 right now with 8 sacks. There's just a lot to love with this Dolphins defense, and this is a team obviously that Tua has been playing better, but Tua only has to be like the best game manager he needs to be, and this team is built around a defensive identity that I think matches up well against the Patriots team, who, let's be honest, Josh McDaniels has underperformed with his offense this year. Cam Newton may be a lock for a rushing touchdown every game, but he's also a lock for an interception. So this is a team that has to reevaluate itself. They will be eliminated from playoff contention for the first time in like 13 years this year. 13 years this year, and it will be by my Dolphins, and I will have a great day, and it will be a great experience. I may have a pina colada. I don't know. I'll try and have a Miami-esque drink in the process of watching this bloodbath, because I think it's going to be like a 20-3 game. The under set at 41.5. Well, we'll see. That's pretty low for an NFL game. But like I said, I think I think it's going to get pretty ugly for the Patriots. If I'm wrong, I wish I could hold myself accountable to some sense. But at the end of the day, the Dolphins have held me accountable by throwing me through the fire for all these years. And finally, we have a good product. And we got Flores. So we'll see.
I think my favorite part about this show is when Carson goes off on Florida rants. Like, they're my favorite part.
Florida.
It's like as the beanie, like, and also like I'm questioning: is the beanie gonna fall off? Is it gonna stay on?
Yeah,
It may. It actually may.
It
may.
Yeah, hey, I'm
Dolphins
with you.
playoff chances. It may happen. It may
but we're all with you. We're
I'm with
backing
you.
up
Yeah.
on these
Hey,
Dolphins.
tough for the Pats. You know, they play the Rams last week. Elite defense, score 3 points. Then they got to come to Miami with fans, I believe, and play against the Dolphins. Not looking good for them, I think, like you said, -1.5. A very a lock, but obviously still questionable because that's what we're about.
If we do eliminate the Patriots from playoff contention, I will be the happiest I've been in a while. 2020 maybe.
We'll see a very happy Monday, Carson.
They have to win because the Ravens obviously 8-5 or no,
we need to almost win out in a sense. We need to at least win 2 games. The Bills game, I expect us to lose. The Bills look really good.
And the Ravens play.
I'm not a big Bills guy. Like they're in my division. I don't like them, but they look fucking good.
They do.
The Bills look like they're a scary team. They're a team you do not want to run into in these playoffs.
I wouldn't. But
I think the scariest teams in the playoffs, probably in the AFC, I guess, would probably be the Titans. This would be that Derrick Henry can freaking pound the ball. I will say this: if Ryan Tannehill beats the Dolphins in the playoffs, I will probably cry. I will probably cry, but it will probably be behind Derrick Henry running 200 yards.
200 yards.
I say the Titans, the Bills, the Seahawks, and the Packers got to be the scariest 4 teams heading into the playoffs.
Chiefs?
The Chiefs. But the Chiefs, you know what you're getting with the Chiefs. They're going to sleepwalk half the game and still beat you.
Yeah, so, that's right. Hey, the Ravens got the Jaguars this weekend, who are 1-12, so they're gonna pick up a win. So even more importance on this one for the Dolphins. I really want to see them make the playoffs, CJ. I do.
Me too.
I really do too.
I guess
want to see what Carson does.
We'll see. Next week is the big one, but they can't let the Pats do them like they have been for your whole life.
Well, okay, that's a little rough. But look, we always beat him in Miami every year. This year we lost. This year we're playing him in Foxborough. There's no fans. There's no
21-11.
There's no Boston fans to cuss out Cam Newton after the game. So look, we're looking at a big Dolphins dub this week. Mark my words. Send me hate mail if this pick is wrong. I will maybe not post my address, but still, I say it's the biggest lock of the show.
Oh my God. Lock it in.
Number 1 questionable lock ever. Mark your calendar.
Flores has got something cooking. It's not barbecue, as Andy Reid would say.
They don't do that in Florida.
However, James Winston did it. It's dubs.
All right, well, those are my locks of the week.
Yeah, me too. I'm good. Te.
Yeah, I mean, you guys already know my questionable locks of the week, and then I want the Dolphins to win too, but USC all the way is always going to be my questionable lock of the week.
Big weekend.
We'll see what happens. Hopefully, we'll come back on Monday and Carson will be wearing all Dolphins gear, head to toe, and have the biggest smile on his face, and maybe do a 2-minute warning. We'll see, but make sure to tune in on Monday, and we'll see you guys then.